Dragon Ball Multiverse just dropped a new chapter. Let's go ahead and check it out. Okay, so this story takes place on Earth, September 10th, year 749. Now, we do get some info here that says that in Universe 3 and 9, Bulma, Son Gohan, and Yamcha met while searching for the Dragon Balls, and they went on their own adventures. This is a completely different story in Dragon Ball Multiverse, but then in Universe 13, we have Goku, and he just retains his original programming, basically, to destroy and kill everything. But in Universe 3 and 9, that universe has no Goku because Cooler killed him. So I believe this is where this story takes place, where we start out with Krillin and his journey without having Goku as a rival and Master Roshi not having him as a student. So get this, in this universe, Master Roshi is like 3 times more of a savage than he was in our own universe, because Krillin brings him the sauce. He brings him a book for him to read, if you know what I mean. But no, Master Roshi wants more, so he actually sends Krillin off into the world to find an energetic young sexy girl for him to grab. And then we get to see how terrible this line of thinking actually is, and a lot of the issues that we find with original Dragon Ball, with how old Master Roshi is, how much of a pervert he is, and how different Japanese culture is to the West, essentially. Even Krillin's got himself contemplating, like, am I gonna go to jail? Like, is this guy a creep? Is he gonna be taking me down with him? Like, what is going on? But nah, he decides to keep going, and that is when he accidentally stumbles on a passed out mermaid, which is something that I've never seen in Dragon Ball, at least not in Dragon Ball, original Dragon Ball, and it looks like maybe Krillin actually accidentally hit her with his boat. So Krillin decides to take her to a doctor, which, you know, a doctor in the most loose term possible. So as quickly as he left, Krillin returns back to the island, but this time he brings a mermaid, and I think that Krillin is in on this kind of scheme a little bit more than he's letting on. Remember, Krillin is just a child at this point, but he does tell Master Roshi as like his wingman, like, hey, I told her that you can heal her. And of course, Roshi turns up the creep factor 100 million % and decides to try to do something, and he gets right what's coming to him, slapped in the face with a fishtail. There really is only water around them, and Krillin doesn't really want to do this anymore, but Roshi creepily keeps pushing this narrative, like, let's go find a girl. And so the first thing he does is he pulls out the whip, and this is a boat that P. Diddy could see himself sailing in. Like, this is cream of the crop, and he wants to show off an expensive ride to a potential suitor. Like, this Master Roshi has been in the desert thirsting for quite a while. He is thirsty, my guy. And with that, they're off to the closest city, landing at a nearby beach. And Roshi says this is the perfect spot. But Roshi is too cunning to go to the beach. He says we need to go to where the girls probably are just eating and relaxing and not trying to, you know, bathe in the sun. Plus, he's not really allowed to go there. So he decides, let's go to cafes, let's go to parks, let's go walking on the street. And this goes about as well as you'd expect, because Roshi ain't having any luck. He has no wrist to spare. And I'm just saying, poor Krillin, because this goes on for quite a while. Like, this is not the safe, family-friendly type of Master Roshi that we see maybe a little bit in DBZ, but even in DBZ, he's kind of a creep. I don't know if something about Goku made him not want to go down this route, but it looks like in this timeline, he really did it in for himself, because he lands himself right in jail. And then Roshi shows his age by essentially saying something that gets himself canceled. I mean, you guys can read it right here, and he is actually 300 years old, which is actually kind of interesting, but his age is not doing him any favors. So in jail, the police actually bring in Launch. They finally found her. They said they arrested her. Remember, her alter ego is a huge criminal, and I actually like the way that she's drawn here. She looks very faithful to the original Dragon Ball manga, and I mean, Dragon Ball Multiverse artists always go ham on this stuff, so I'm not really that surprised. And Roshi, at the lowest point of Launch's life, I mean, this is like sweet Launch, he convinces Launch to come live with him on his island. And Launch, don't go to that island. You never know you don't know what's gonna happen there. And all three of them easily escape. Remember, Roshi is incredibly strong for a human being, so he just kind of snaps the cuffs, breaks the wall, and they head off back to the boat. But the moment that Launch sneezes, she ends up stealing the boat. And I do like the way that she's drawn here. Like, honestly, I've never seen Multiverse actually have a take on Launch, and I haven't really seen Launch in quite a while, if I'm being honest with you guys. She's a remnant from Dragon Ball that only makes little entrances here, a little bit there in Dragon Ball Z, completely forgotten about, at least as far as I can remember in DBS. So it is nice to see like at least some form of manga kind of show her some love. And so once Launch leaves, takes the boat and basically wrecks the marina, this time Krillin and Roshi are put into maximum prison. They are actually inmates, and they end up doing 2 months of community service, but probably on the strictest of surveillance because of the fact that they broke out originally. 2 months actually seems pretty light. I don't know the Dragon Ball law here, but yeah, it seems pretty light to me. But that is the end of this first part of this manga, showing the life of Krillin without Goku. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of this. This is going to be Blackscape signing off. Take care, guys.
Subscribe for more content. Or perish.